by 5. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports.
Been working out.
Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point lead. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, we can't look past the huge contribution their bench has provided. They've got this lead mainly because of the injection of energy and offense that they got from their reserves. That's what a coach wants to see. I'm guessing the minutes will be spread out a little bit in the second half.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Magic.
Well, they gave up too many good looks. You look at the field goal percentage against them, this tells the whole story. Not enough activity defensively, not enough disruption, Ernie. Like Kenny disrupts me all the time, not enough disruption.
That's it for now as the second half just about ready to go.
Shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Of our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside. I mean, slashing, driving the lane, attacking the basket at every chance. When he's had an opening, he's taken it.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. Joining us, that'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, folks, welcome back. Ernie Johnson alongside the Jet. That's Kenny Smith. The Diesel, that's Shaquille O'Neal. A lot of big-time action so far in this one. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. Looking at the field goal percentage during that period for them, it was good, 45%. They found their rhythm in the second quarter and have to be feeling good here at the break, holding on to that 4-point lead. Kenny, what was your take on San Antonio?
Well, their shooting accuracy was on point. There was good play calling, of course, by the coaching staff, but it was great execution by the team.
And over to Shaq. What did you think about Philadelphia?
Well, they were very inconsistent from behind the arc. For the first half, they shot, let me check my stats, in the low 30s. They won't get it done. Good news is they're still in it. I'd like to see them push the ball up court faster and try to get some open looks.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
As they dominate the last minutes of the quarter on an 8-0 run. And when we return, we'll get the fourth quarter rolling right here on 2K Sports.
The pace of this game. We'll see if they decide to front him, bring a quick double, or maybe even both to try to slow him down.
And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, Joel Embiid.
He's put on a shooting exhibition for us here tonight. He's missed a couple along the way, but it sure seems like everything's been falling for him. The only way to keep him from converting is to keep the ball.
Terrific 2K Sports crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening. Wizards out front. They're up by 3. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. A pretty close game for the Wizards throughout the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. The second quarter was full of highlights for them, and as their play improved, so did their lead. They'll be carrying an 11-point edge into the second half. And taking a look at the Wizards, Shaq, what'd you think?
You know what, Ernie? I got to stand up on this one. I salute to their bench. Man, once the starters came out, man, the others just came to life. You got to love seeing that kind of contribution come from the others. Man, they look beautiful tonight.
And Kenny, your take on New York?
Well, they're trailing in this game because they're shooting under 35%. Now, I've got to give a lot of credit to the defense, forcing the shooters off their spots and making them feel uncomfortable. But if someone takes something away from you, you have to be able to adapt. So they need a whole new game plan because right now they're in trouble.
And that wraps up halftime as the game is set to get back underway. Let's send it to Kevin Harlan and crew, standing by courtside.
They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. And we'll be back with you shortly. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening. Of the second quarter on 2K Sports.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. Andrew Wiggins led the way in the first half. He had 16 points, 4 assists, and 3 rebounds. He struggled in their last game, but he's not having any problems tonight. Really good first half for him. He was right on the mark. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting, knowing where they need to pass the ball, Ernie.
Kenny, how'd you think the Nets were playing?
Well, the way I see it, they're losing this game because they're being out-rebounded. You can't give up this kind of differential and expect to remain competitive. So what do? You commit more guys to the glass, guards included. You make it a priority that if you do ultimately lose this game, it's not because you didn't rebound.
And that is just about going to wrap it up as the second half is moments away. Down to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the crew.
They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. We've got more in store for you right after this. Get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Andrew Wiggins.
And Kevin, it's a no-brainer. He's controlled every aspect of this game, and it's just so fun to see a player perform at a level that's just higher than anyone else out on the floor.
And at last, he gets a little redemption. You know, it's been several games since he's been at his best. He's really been having a tough time. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time. break, and we'll see if they can keep up their tremendous shooting they've been dialed in so far from the field. Right back after this break.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. LeBron James had it going on in the first quarter. He had 16 points, 3 assists, and 1 steal. Kenny, your thoughts? How are the Cavaliers playing?
Well, we have to talk about the unbelievable job they've done rebounding the basketball. They've sent bodies flying to the boards on every possession. They've been a stronger, quicker, tougher team by a wide margin. And it's that dominance on the glass that's going to win them this game.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
Well, they got a ton of issues to work out. Allow a way too high a percentage to be shot against them. Not really showing any energy on defense. No discipline. Look at their faces, Ernie. Do they even want to be here?
And that's all we can do for now. As the second half begins, we get you back to Kevin Harlan.
And this one all but over already. Cavaliers on top, delivering the blowout. And we're just moments away from the start of the fourth quarter. Stay with us. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long. Quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Along with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal, I'm Ernie Johnson. Time for the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. The first quarter for the Raptors was fairly even. They were unable to ever build a big lead in the first period, with 3 points being their largest cushion. They went into attack mode in the second quarter and came from behind to jump in front here at the half, even though it's just a 1-point lead. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
I love the motion on offense. Guys are moving, the ball is moving. It's a very nice approach to the game, and one the defense absolutely could not keep up with.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Well, a lot of their points came in transition. They dictated the pace of the game. It was a fast pace. Get the defense back on its heels. I say keep attacking the second half. Do not slow down.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. Back to the action after this word. Tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. See you later.
For one team and a heartbreaker for the other.
Oh, that's the type of clutch player he sees himself as. Boy, can he deliver.
Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. It's the Pacers up by 10. And we'll get going after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. We saw Miles Turner lighting it up in the first half. He had 14 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 block. And Kenny, what'd you think about what we saw from Indiana?
Really great rebounding effort, Ernie, so far. They're putting up some nice numbers in that category. That's the big difference in the first half.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Bucks.
The way they were getting rain on from three, they're lucky to still be in this. In some cases, it was shooters making contested shots, but in others, it was defenders leaving shooters wide open. You can't do that. Bottom line, their perimeter defense was lax, and that needs to change, and that's a fact. Oh, what was rhyming, Ernie?
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. Back to the action after this word.
Talking about just guarding him a little more tightly on the perimeter or keep the ball out of his hands as much as possible, period. That's about the only way you're going to cool this guy off.
Broadcast. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone. Got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And we hope you enjoyed the competitive first half of action. Ernie Johnson here welcoming you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. That guy right there is Shaquille O'Neal, and that guy right there is Kenny the Jet Smith. Kevin Durant was on fire in the first half. He had 14 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, their ball movement was phenomenal. Now, they're in good position to win this game, in large in part because of those assists. And this is the thing, Ernie. When you win as a team, you feel better about everything that happens.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
You know, they haven't shot the ball very well. Not nearly enough quality looks. Right now, this game could easily come down to shot selection and how they run their offense. They need to keep the ball moving and generate better looks.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this.
Each year and try to make really good use of it in the areas where it can be most effective in enhancing the calls that are made in the game.
For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you later. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. For the Suns, the first quarter was pretty even. They were unable to ever build a big lead in the first period, with 3 points being their largest cushion. The second quarter saw them lose just a fraction of the lead they held at the end of the first, as they're now ahead by 2 points at the half. Kenny, let's start with you. What did you think about the Suns?
Well, I thought their turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy, and then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
You know, they haven't shot the ball very well. Not nearly enough quality looks. Right now, this game could easily come down to shot selection and how they run their offense. They need to keep the ball moving and generate better looks.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
They've set the tone. They love their tempo. They're going to be very tough to stop. We come back right after this. For now, for Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And we'll see you next time.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
We so hope you enjoyed our first half. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime report. The first quarter was all about Rudy Gobert. He had 10 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 steal. And, Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, there was one pleasant surprise, and that was the bench. They gave them a big lift. Those guys came into the game, they did all the dirty work, and they scored baskets.
Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
Well, their poor rebounding is really hurting them. It hasn't killed them on the scoreboard yet, but they need to pick it up. This is a game they can win, and if they come out hustling in the second half, they can win.
That's it for now, as the second half's just about ready to go.
Jazz lead by 7. And we'll have the start of the fourth quarter for you as soon as we get back from this short break. Folks, for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. See you later. In Los Angeles. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. This big mountain of a man is Shaquille O'Neal, and this hill of a man is Kenny the Jet Smith. A competitive matchup for the Lakers in the first quarter. Their largest deficit of the period was just 4 points. They were right there within shouting distance the entire time. In the second quarter, they were easily the better team. The points started coming for them in bunches, and they built a 6-point lead by halftime. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, they were consistent from downtown. The playmakers found open shooters, and the shooters delivered and knocked down shots on a high level. In some ways, it came down to confidence. We'll see if they have that same swagger in the second half.
And now, Shaq, let's get your opinion on Oklahoma City.
The thing I like is their aggressive approach and getting to the line. You know, when things seem to stagnate on offense, it's sometimes a matter of forcing your will. This team can generate a lot of points and also dictate the pace of the game if they play with that aggressiveness.
That'll do it for now. The second half of action coming right up.
By 7. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next.
And usually you want to go for the 2-for-1 here to maximize the clock.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. See you later.